All right, the first drill that we're going to do is just a position drill, primarily to help new students just learn the different positions of grappling. So we're going to start out in the lock guard. In the lock guard, we're going to sit through here, break the guard open. We're going to bring up the knee. We're going to slide across. Our partner is going to put us in half guard. So now we got locked guard, passing the guard. And now we'll work half guard from here. We're going to turn and face the feet. We're just going to bring our leg out here. So we got like reverse Kesugatami. We're going nice and high into his armpit here with my hips, holding in my elbow in his other armpit. And to be nice, I'm sitting on the ground, but I would be putting my weight on him more. From here, we turn to side control. So my hip is on his hip. Got different variations of this, controlling with the hip, we can control with the knee, we can block with the hand. From the side control, we're gonna pop up, knee on stomach. We can act like we're doing strikes, or if we have the gi on, we can work submissions and chokes with the gi. We're gonna follow through to Kesugatami here, where we have the arm, our weights on there. We can go to head and arm as well. We can do a series of submissions from here. Right now we're just focused on the position. From here, we're going to go to north and south. So we're just going to control the hips, elbows in. I'm going to be on my knees, just again, we're learning the position. If I'm really rolling, I'm probably going to put some pressure on his head, stuff like that. And we're going to come back to head and arm the other side. Again, just learn a position, put the weight on. We can go through the submissions again. Here, we're going to go to side control. Boom, we're going to pop back up to knee on stomach here. We can throw our strikes or work our chokes. From here, we're going to slide across to mount. We'll learn different ways to maintain the mount later. From here, what the opponent's going to do is turn to his side, kind of like he's shrimping here. When we turn to the side, we're going to go to technical mount. We're going to grab the hand here, push with our bodies. He's going to turtle up. So he's going to go from his knee to his knees here. My hooks go in. All right, so now I have his back. Then I'll get my seatbelt grip here. I'm going to bring him back. Boom. At this point, my partner here is going to put all his weight on one leg, and then he's going to turn towards me to go into my guard. Now he's in my locked guard, and then he will proceed and do the same drill all the way through. We do one side, then the other side, and then we're just learning the basic positions of grappling. All right, next drill we're going to do is we're going to work from a standing position where we're striking. I could either just be defending, where I'm moving in on my opponent that's trying to hit me, or we can be working pads. He could be holding pads. I could be hitting the pads here and then follow up and go into the takedown, or we can be sparring and going into it that way. So we're going to practice it more from me striking or striking back and forth. So I'm going to come in, I can work my strikes this way, right? Then when I get close and I hit, I'm going to go right for the takedown. So I'm coming in here, boom, I'm going to get the head and arm here. Head, my arm's going around his head. I'm going to bring my hips all the way through. I get the fit in here, so he should be able to balance on the small of my back. And then I'm just going to look, boom, bring him down. I could go back to striking from here. I could go right into my jiu-jitsu, or I could fall right down into Kesugatami. So we're going to come here, doing the striking here, follow through, bring him right over the top. We could fall right into it here, and again, work our submissions this way, or we can start doing our striking as well. So let's run it through all the way to a submission. So I'm going to be here, 1, 2, 1, 2. I'm going to grab, slide in, grab the head, boom, slam over here, slide over so you can see. Boom, we'll do a couple strikes, then we'll do the straight arm bar here until he taps, boom. We'll push it down here to the key lock, boom, and then he'll resist. I'm trying to get his hand down to here. Key lock doesn't work, so I feed it to the other hand, and then I'll come in, grab his wrist. I have the wrist lock right here, and then I can extend his arm out towards his shoulder, and I have the submission this way. So that'd be one sequence going through. Good. All right, next sequence we're gonna go through is, again, I'm striking here and I'm hitting whatever my combinations I like to do. Then from here, after I do a combination, I'm gonna knock down one arm. I'm gonna get in so I can listen to his heart here. I'm grabbing the wrist and his arm. All right, if I don't get his arm, I just get the body lock. That's fine, that works too. I like this just because it's one less opportunity for him to hit me. From here, a lot of variations to this. We're just gonna be taking him back this way. I'm pushing him with my head. My elbow cuts underneath the center here, boom, and I'm gonna hit with the back of my leg. Sometimes we'll scoop in that as well too. So I get in here, I push him down. As he falls down, I don't need him to land on my arm. He's already going down. He can hang on to me for balance as we go. I'm gonna slide here so I have his side, or side control. We're gonna pretend he's still doing a headlock at this point. I'm gonna push his head down here, kind of bridge out a little bit. I'm coming up a little bit more. I'm gonna get to my feet, slide over, and then go for the arm bar. So all the way through. I'm doing my striking. I knock down the arm, lock it here, take down, slide through. He's grabbing the head. I'm bridging here, leg comes around, knees together like always, boom, arm bar. So that'd be one sequence. All right, the next move that we're going to work on is KIMURA, but we're going to do it from a little different position. So I'm in his half guard, and I'm going to try to make the illusion that I'm giving him my back. So I have his wrist here, he's sitting up, and I'm going to push his head down. As I'm pushing his head down, I'm going to open up my arm a little bit here. He should be able to feel this like opening, so when he's going to shoot through thinking that he can take my back. When he shoots through, that's when I go for the KIMURA coming here. When I get to this position here, I'm gonna fall down and I'm gonna kind of shrimp and get my hips to the other side. So I'm pushing off and I'm getting to the side. If he was able to keep hanging on to my leg in the half guard, then I would just fight to get the leg out, come back here and start working the KIMURA. That's one sequence for it. All right, to add on to the KIMURA when we're doing it from the half guard, when we're doing it from the half guard and shrimping over our opponent's body, sometimes you can high leg over, sometimes you have to shrimp if they're grabbing onto the leg. So this time we're going to do it in the guard. We're grappling, working, I get my wrist control here, I come over the top. Now there's no I don't sit here for any length of time and we talk about things. As soon as I get the grip here, boom, as soon as I lock it on, I'm gonna come forward and I shrimp across his body here. I get my butt out to the side and then I get my legs free and then I'll start working on the submission. All right, if either in the half guard or we'll go from half guard again, and if he hangs onto my leg here, when we're fighting, he's coming up here, I'm pushing the head away, I give him the opening to take the back, I lock it on here, I scoot across, he still has my leg, but I'm putting pressure on the KIMURA and I'm working to get the leg out here. Boom, I can kick, pull the knee out, boom, then I work the submission. If I'm inside the guard, if he's still hanging on with the legs, we're fine, I get my wrist control, boom, I come through and I shoot. If he still hangs on to the legs, boom, again, I'm just kicking it through, maintaining my position, have my weight on him, and then I'll switch to get the submission. Good? All right, we're going to do a unique pass and control with the same concept we were doing with the KIMURA. So from here, I'm in a half guard, or you could be in guard. I'm going to attack one wrist, and I'm going to give up my back with betting that I can beat him with the move. So we're here, I have the wrist, I'm going to turn my back to him, I get the wrist with both hands. I want to keep it away from his body. I'm going to come here, I turn my back right towards him, and I'm keeping the wrist away, keeping this whole arm out here. I'll push, I get my leg out. Now he's going to think that he can take my back, and he's going to try to get the hook in, and I'm going to keep my pressure on him here. Maybe he can start working the foot in, and I'll just keep knocking it off. Then from here, I can do a couple things. Keeping this arm straight, I can, when I feel I got position, I can start to turn towards the feet. Or if I have good position here, I go head and arm, or bring it over and then get side control here. we're going to do also just to add on with what we're doing with the KIMURA earlier. I'm here, I'm going to scoot to the other side. So I'm either going to high leg over or a combination of high leg and the shrimp. So my butt is going to come across here and I high leg over, boom, and then I have good side control and can get position, start working submission. Especially if he started to turn towards me a little bit and is threatening getting that hook in, I want to be able to avoid that. This has to be done with guys that you're equal strength or that you're stronger than. I have done this with a lot of different people. The guys that are just a lot stronger than me, when I'm trying to hold that arm out, they're like, no, I don't think so, and they just pull it back in. I haven't been successful with that move. But the guys that I'm, equal strength with or stronger, I'm able to keep that move out there and then finish it off. So I've done a couple things. I'm in the guard, or half guard, sorry, here. I got the wrist, I scoot out, my back is towards him. I'm passing here, boom, I'm putting the weight on, he's trying to get the legs in, boom, I free through, and I block. And that's the one I do the most common, and the one I just started working on, because Professor Jerry Rader was going over with it, coming here, and I scoot across, my butt comes across here, and I'll block the legs through, hanging on, and then I'll base out, start working the submissions. All right, we're going to work a sweep from here. I want you guys to cover the sweep. So my partner here is going to do the knee slice pass. So he comes up to his knee, boom, he gets pressure on this way, and this leg's about ready to step over. As this is happening here, my outside leg is going to grab onto his ankle here, and I'm going to squeeze. So he starts the pass here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hip into him, and you can, if you have this right and his knee's on the ground, I hip into him, boom, and I'll be able to get the sweep coming back this way and get side control. All right, if you know some of the counters to it, I want to be in a little bit tighter. So he does the knee slice pass coming here. I hang on with my foot. I'm going to get nice and tight to him here, hanging on the hip or his belt. And then as I hip in, I could use this hand for a little assistance if I need to. Boom, I come through and then get my pass, side control. One of the things with this, if I do it too fast or too soon, he's going to pop over to mount. So that's why I got to be in tight. He has a knee up. If his knee is still up when I'm hanging on, and I try to bring him this way, he's just going to pop into mount. Come here. All right. So I got to make sure this leg is getting down on the ground. I want to try to wait until this knee is down here, or I'm nice and tight here. So now when I hip in, very difficult for him to try to transition and pop back into mount.